told him this morning, I said, get the happiness off your face. This is miserable. I'm done with the snow. But he said, and I agree with him slightly, he said it's better than looking at the mud. Yeah. Which I can sympathize with that. But I in my mind, I'm thinking, well, if it's not raining or it's not snowing, then that means it's got a chance of drying. But yeah, he's right, it's muddy. So hang out with us on our snowy drive out to the farm once again. As we're driving out today and looking at this snowy view of eastern Kentucky, I want to take a minute to thank everybody who has subscribed and liked and supported our channel. We have officially made it to over 2,000 subscribers, and I don't forget that. I don't forget all the support that everybody has shown, and I'm extremely grateful for it. Without you all subscribing, liking, sharing, watching our videos, we wouldn't have made it this far. And I sure know that you all have helped me so much along the way. I appreciate it, and I just wanted to take a minute to let you all know that I do greatly appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel, like this video and others that you may watch. But I just appreciate it greatly. Thank you all so much for all the support, the kindness, and the love you have shown our family. Remember that this year we want to meet our goal of monetization, and if you all continue to help me like you have, I know we will. But guys, thanks so much, and I appreciate it. Looks like we made it. The farm is white. Old Leonard Creek Farm. It is pretty, I can give it that. We've made it to the farm, so now the rural work begins. The real work begins. Let's go check on the babies. She's eating. There's the babies. Koa and Katie have already been out playing. Hi, Bob. Come here, Kate. Oh. Katie. Hi, babe. I just got water right there. Since the snow is like slush, it's turned the top of the water into slush. This snow is real wet. It's almost rainy, like it's made it slushy. Ain't it odd how like every snow is different? Like the way it is different. There's like different types of snow, and then depending on when it falls, I don't know, it's odd. It's different. How many eggs did you get today? Have you checked?
Couple laying right now.
Oh, I need to go check my eggs. Lagan's already checked the big stock eggs. Looks like we got 2 of them. And the Silkies have not laid today. She lays every other day, but it's consistent, so. They pick through and eat all the corn out of their feed. And leave the layer pellets. It's so funny. What do y'all think of this snow? I don't know if you can see them or not. There's old Cockburn. When the weather allows us, we let Seeker and Tilly out. Seeker kills chickens, so he can't be let out around, or the chickens can't be let out around him. So when he's out of here, we get to let the chickens out, but it's snowing. And we tie him up out here. And so he can't be tied up in the snow. So. Tilly here, though, is the sister to the puppies. So she has become a big sister. And there's Seek right there. Megan got the eggs. I'm expecting more, but we'll see. We got 2 eggs so far. There's our chocolate egg from our, I always say Kuka, Chaku, whatever. I don't know how to say their name. Moran. And then this is her daughter, and she lays a green egg. And then her other daughter that got killed laid a really pretty olive green egg. She was my favorite hen, so of course she was the one that had to die. Can you all hear all the birds? There's a woodpecker up there making all kinds of racket. We've got a front. He's leaning backwards, so we're trying to figure out how to support him. And there is his back. He's a funny looking fella. Yeah. This one's throwing snow at me.
I got you good.
You did. It went down my shirt. What do you say, Dad? You like him?
He's something, I'll tell you that.
He is. Yeah. He's pretty cute. He's got a mustache. He mustache you a question.
The other side's silly. We love the nose.
It's adorable.
We've got multiple videos on chicken feed. Multiple. So if you're interested in that, check out the chicken playlist. Also, I'll probably link some in the description as well.
Walk all the way around because that's a mud pit through there. You can't see it right now, but it's there. And I don't feel like getting all muddy. That's what Andy was talking about when he said he'd rather see the snow than the mud. It's been horrendous. But, oh, I about fell. Woo! Oh, thank you so much for your support. How about that chicken ASMR, folks? Did you love it? You can't beat some chicken ASMR. They asked, how do you keep the animals warm? And I think that people have a common misconception that outside animals can't handle the cold.
I want to bring up lights real quick. And my rule with lights is do not use them unless you absolutely have to use them. And if you use them, you want to make sure that you have fastened them so tight. And our rule is they need to be attached to 3 different things. So if one fails, another one fails, another one fails. They're attached somehow. And the reason why I'm stressing this, and people will probably get tired of me while I'm talking about it, please don't use it unless you absolutely have to, because we have known of multiple farmers losing absolutely everything. Losing their homes and their barns, losing their barns, losing their livestock, losing their farm equipment. Just recently, a couple years ago, a good friend of the family had a light in their barn. They had puppies, had a light in their barn hanging, and it caught the barn on fire. They lost all the puppies, multiple lines of a specific dog line that they had. They were hunting dogs. They lost all of their farm equipment and the entire barn. They even had chickens in there of lines that they will not ever be able to get back. The dog lines, they will never be able to get them back. Those are things that can't be replaced. Insurance is not going to get those lines of animals back. We also just recently at Christmas time had friends on Facebook that owned a rabbitry that lost their entire rabbitry to a barn fire that was caused by a light. They lost thousands of dollars. I think by the end of it, it was like $20,000 or $30,000 worth of animals and equipment that was inside that barn, and lines that they'll never be able to get back. So it's not worth it to use the light. A lot of times you don't even need it when you think you do. So be very, 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 very sure that if you are going to use a light, you absolutely need it first off, and you are using multiple things to tie that light up. I don't even recommend using them unless you have knowledge of how to use them and how to keep them from, catching fire. And even then, chances are that it could even happen to you. So please do not use lights unless you absolutely have to. Your chickens don't need them. Typically, a lot of your animals don't need them either. It's snowing outside, and all I can think about is getting up here to the garden. If you missed our live the other day, I started seeds. I started loofah seeds, Roma tomato seeds, and 2 different types of cabbages. And then after the snow passes, I'm going to start some lettuce and different things. Maybe I'll go up there and get the seeds after a while, and I'll show you exactly what I'm going to start. We're going to put them in the raised beds. I've got a raised bed up there, and I'm going to put them in the raised beds and get some things started. That way we can have an early crop of lettuce and things like that. I'm super excited about it. I really want to get out to the garden, so we'll wait and see how long before we can get up there. But I definitely plan on the next week or so getting up there, maybe in a couple days after this snow passes. This is why I didn't want the snow, because now this is like, can't even hardly walk. This is so nasty. Ew, gross. She's in the nest. Oh, she hasn't laid yet, but I'll let her lay. We had lunch and then sat up to the house and for a little bit and come back out. I still got to feed the Bantam chickens, but I heard him squawking, and obviously she's on the nest, and then I've got one in the nest here. I'll show you. Topper's on the nest as well, so I should get at least 2 more eggs before we leave. Let me interrupt your viewing of this cinematic pleasure and ask you to please subscribe if you haven't already. Please like the video if you haven't, and thank you so much for watching. This is our brooder. I do have a video on how we made this brooder. It's one of the very first videos on this channel, so if you're interested in that, I can link it below. I figured I'd just give you all a little sneak peek. So I've got to give the rabbits hay yet, so we'll go to the rabbitry and we'll go check on the babies. Now, let me see, starting, I think, the 21st of this month, which is February 21st, we start having another round of babies again. So I have 3 does that will either be eaten or sold here soon. If they don't sell, we will eat them. And then up next to have babies is Beth. This is No Name. We'll check her kits out. Boise, and then Whimsy, who is over here in the corner. It's going to be hard to see in the lighting. She's right here. They're due to have babies next. Beth is first. So I think it's Beth, Boise, Whimsy. I tried to breed Beth and Boise together at the same time because I like having 2 does bred at the same time, having the same due date. But Boise refused to breed. It's the very first time I've ever had a doe refuse to breed. So I tried for 5 days to get her bred, and on the 5th day, she finally took with her dad. She would not breed to Manly. I have no clue why. She had 2 litters with Manly, but for whatever reason, she didn't want him. She's been picky. So I bred her to her father. Somebody's scratching. Can you hear it? He's in there scratching. What are you doing in there? What you doing, sister? She barely fits, looks like. There's the quail. We've got 4 babies in here. My hands are freezing. They're going to hate this. They've just opened their eyes yesterday. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Can you open your eyes? Can't really see. They're so cute at this stage. Let's grab one more. I don't want to get them too cold. Now, I recommend checking your rabbits every single day, especially when they get to this stage when they start opening their eyes. You have to check to make sure the eyes are not closed. This rabbit's eyes were actually closed back. You want to take your fingers like this. You're not going to hurt them. You just forcibly open their eye. You can wet them with a little warm water. See, he had this eye open, but that eye, the other eye was not. And so when they get to this stage, after they're born, I check them every single day. That way we don't have wild rabbits. That way we can make sure and check that nobody has passed away, that everybody's being fed. It's not fun to have to handle a wild rabbit. I handle them from the get-go. Your does are not going to reject the babies from you handling them. That's misinformation. A domesticated rabbit is not going to reject their babies from you handling them. You need to handle them. I've got to give the Baney chicks some corn because they ate all of their Baney chickens some corn because they've ate all of it. And I heard somebody squawking. I don't know if it's the Baney hen that has laid or Topper, because Topper was on the nest too. She is a big stock. Looks like the Baney hen is off the nest. So let's go see if we got an egg in there. We don't want to leave it because it'll freeze. Possibly overnight. Lillian has laid us a butt nugget. Fresh and warm. Good job, Lil. Cockburn. There's Batty. See, they eat all their corn out, and then they scatter the rest. Let's get them some corn. There you go. It's hard work laying an egg. Sometimes I crush it up for them just because they're smaller. When I'm doing our quail, I crush the quail feet up. And so when I do our quail, sometimes I crush them up for them as well. But you can tell what they like. Oh, be nice, Lillian. Guys, that's the end of it. I'm going to gather the rest of the eggs so they don't freeze tonight. But I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate y'all hanging out. And hopefully we can see you on the next one. We'll see you guys. We got the goods. We can't let that freeze. It's like the equivalent of gold right now.